In this ever-changing and turbulent life, each day we are confronted with countless emotions, ranging from positive to negative. However, it is the negative emotions, such as anger, desire, envy, resentment, and anxiety, that truly stir the powerful undercurrents within our souls, disrupting our inner peace. These emotions not only harm us, but also affect those around us, disturbing the balance in our relationships and diminishing the quality of our lives. We often find ourselves exhausted and stressed because we do not know how to handle or confront these negative emotions. They are like small, smoldering flames. If we do not know how to control and subdue them, they can ignite into larger fires that consume the peace within our hearts. But fortunately, within the vast and profound teachings of Buddhism, we discover precious practices that help us tame, control, and gradually transform these negative emotions into positive energy, allowing life to become lighter and more peaceful. Buddhism does not stop at offering lofty philosophies. It also provides practical methods that we can easily apply in our daily lives. These teachings are not only a compass for the mind, but also a guiding light for those seeking peace and happiness amidst the storms of life. The Buddha, with his boundless wisdom, has imparted simple yet incredibly effective ways for us to manage and master our emotions, thereby gaining mastery over our minds. Right now, let us begin the journey of training the mind, an inner journey that not only helps us recognize negative thoughts and emotions more clearly, but also nurtures awareness and mindfulness in every moment of life. This is a continuous learning process, a path that makes us mentally stronger and more resilient, enabling us to live a balanced and meaningful life. Greetings, it's me again, Buddha Teachings, here to continue this journey with you. The first lesson, awareness, the gateway to control. On the journey to mastering emotions, the first and most crucial key is awareness. Only when we can truly recognize and awaken to the negative thoughts and emotions in our minds do we gain the ability to manage and control them. Without awareness, negative thoughts will easily take over, pulling us into a vortex of anger, greed, and resentment. The Buddha once said, "The mind is the source of all actions. When the mind is pure, actions are clear and bring peace. But if the mind is clouded with anger and ignorance, every action will only lead to suffering." This teaching serves as a guiding light for us in the quest to control our emotions. Because from the very thoughts that arise within the mind, all words and actions are born, and the outcomes of these deeply affect our lives and those around us. Awareness is not about resisting or suppressing emotions, but about observing them calmly, without judgment. Consider your mind as a traveler watching a river. Sometimes it flows gently, sometimes fiercely, but the traveler remains undisturbed by its currents. Recognizing the nature of our thoughts is like having a compass to guide us, allowing us to steer the flow of the mind towards kindness and peace. Like the river that flows by, emotions come and go. Nothing is permanent. Awareness helps us avoid clinging to temporary emotions while giving us the freedom to choose how we respond to every situation in life. The essence of emotional control lies in awakening to our own minds. Let awareness be the lamp that illuminates the path, guiding us through the darkness of anger and desire towards the light of peace and serenity. The second lesson, transforming negative thoughts into goodness. Once we have become fully aware of the negative thoughts in our minds, the next step in mastering our emotions is learning how to transform them into thoughts of goodness. The Buddha once taught, "Within every being lies the potential for goodness, like the seed of a great tree waiting to sprout." This means that deep within each of us, even when we are overwhelmed by anger or greed, there exists the ability to transform and move towards something better. When feelings of anger or resentment arise, instead of nurturing them, we should redirect our thoughts toward kindness. We can reflect on the kind acts we have done in the past, or remember moments when we brought happiness to others. The Buddha taught that compassion and wisdom are the keys to unlocking the door to peace. By focusing on compassion, empathy, and gratitude, we not only dispel the shadows of negative thoughts, but also nourish the seeds of goodness within our souls. For example, when anger arises, instead of being swept away by it, we can redirect our thoughts to a time when we helped someone or recall an act of kindness we performed. These memories will soothe the anger, like a cool stream calming the parched earth. In this way, every time we transform a negative thought, we are sowing the seeds of peace and happiness for the future. Just as trees need water to grow, the soul needs positive thoughts to flourish in tranquility. The transformation of thoughts is not just about temporarily quelling anger or resentment, but is a process of nurturing the soul with wholesome ideas. Each time we successfully transform a negative thought, we are cultivating our inner peace and creating positive change in our lives. Good thoughts not only bring peace in the present, but also open the door to lasting happiness. Remember, just as a seed must be tended to in order to sprout, good thoughts must be nurtured to bear fruit. Transforming negative thoughts into positive ones is a continuous practice, and with each day that we engage in it, the seed of peace within us will grow into a strong tree, providing shade for our soul. The third lesson: understanding the harm of negative thoughts. The Buddha once likened holding on to anger to grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else, but getting burned first yourself. This statement is not just a warning, but a profound lesson about how negative thoughts can affect us. Imagine a person controlled by anger. As they allow these emotions to grow, not only do they suffer, but those around them are also drawn into the turmoil. Harsh words can wound the hearts of others, and the price of anger is the loss of joy and peace. In the house of the mind, when one corner is darkened by anger, the light of love and compassion gradually fades. On the other hand, when we take time to reflect on the consequences of these negative thoughts, we begin to feel the pain they cause. It's like looking into a mirror and seeing our true reflection, not only the good, but also the scars left by resentment. When we become aware of this harm, the mind naturally seeks the path to peace. By contemplating the effects of anger, we come to realize that only compassion and forgiveness can heal the wounds, for both ourselves and others. The Buddha taught that everything is interconnected, and each of our actions can have profound consequences. Respect and love for ourselves and others are the foundation for building a life of happiness and peace. When we recognize that negative thoughts not only destroy us but also harm those around us, it becomes easier to let go of them. The third lesson, therefore, is to understand the harm of negative thoughts, and in doing so, open ourselves to peace and the light of compassion. Only by acknowledging the destructive power of negative emotions can we find the path to inner serenity and build meaningful relationships with those around us. The fourth lesson: not focusing on negative thoughts. When negative thoughts still linger in the mind and we haven't yet been able to dispel them, the next step is learning not to dwell on them. In Buddhist teachings, there is an important truth. The more we focus on something, the more it tends to grow. Imagine anger as a small flame. If we continuously fan it with negative thoughts and emotions, it will blaze more fiercely. When we are angry at someone and cannot stop thinking about them, that anger grows, becoming a barrier that blocks the light of our soul. However, if we practice the ability to not cling to those thoughts, letting them pass by like water flowing down a stream, we will see that these negative emotions gradually fade. This is the lesson of non-attachment, not allowing the mind to cling to negative emotions and thoughts, thereby freeing it from their bondage. The Buddha taught that everything comes and goes, and so does our mind. When we realize that thoughts are like passing clouds in the sky of our consciousness, we learn not to let them define our lives. View them as leaves floating on a river. They cannot disturb us if we don't grasp at them, Remember, each time we choose not to dwell on negative emotions, we are planting seeds for a fuller and happier life, allowing our soul to soar freely in the light of awareness and compassion. The fifth lesson: calming the mind with compassion. When all previous methods seem ineffective, it is time to seek peace for the mind through compassion. The Buddha advised that when our minds become busy and tense, one of the most effective ways to calm them is by turning toward compassion and gratitude. Thoughts of love and kindness not only soothe the turbulent waves within our soul, but also bring a sense of lightness and tranquility. Imagine when you feel weighed down by negative thoughts. Take a deep breath and recall the moments you've shared with loved ones. Reflect on the good deeds you've done for others, or simply the smile of a child. You will begin to feel the positive energy spreading through your mind. The Buddha once taught that when we practice compassion, not only is our mind purified, but the world around us also benefits from the light of love. When compassion fills the heart, all anxieties and angers are like delicate clouds swept away by the wind. We come to realize that our thoughts not only affect ourselves, but can also stir up turbulence for those around us. Conversely, understanding and kindness help us connect with others, creating a warm, loving space. Take time each day to nurture compassion, not only for others but also for yourself. Remind yourself that you are deserving of love and forgiveness. When you allow compassion to permeate your soul, you will experience the transformative power it brings, not just to your own life, but to the lives of those around you. Compassion, indeed, is the key to unlocking the door to true peace and happiness. The final lesson: resolutely eradicating negative thoughts. In situations where previous methods have not yielded the desired results, the Buddha pointed out that we can resolve to eliminate negative thoughts. However, this must be done with care and maturity, as it represents the final step in this journey. Only when the mind has been thoroughly trained, and we have built a solid foundation of determination, can we effectively undertake this step. To achieve this, we must first attain full awareness of our thoughts and emotions. Take time to observe the mind, to recognize the negative thoughts that are present. Once identified, we must make a strong decision to not let these negative thoughts dominate our lives. The Buddha taught, "The mind is the forerunner of all actions. When the mind is pure, actions will also be pure." Therefore, the resolution to eradicate negative thoughts is not just a decision, but a transformative journey. Instead of forcing oneself to eliminate negative thoughts immediately, create space for forgiveness and patience. Remember, each small step forward is a step toward freedom and peace. Determination is not about coercion, but rather a deep commitment to oneself, a respect for the process of spiritual growth. Practice determination with compassion toward yourself and the thoughts you are striving to overcome. When you accept that the eradication of negative thoughts is a journey, you will find that the mind becomes lighter and transformation happens more naturally. This resolve not only helps you regain peace of mind, but also opens the door to positive thoughts, light, and abundant love. Let determination guide you along the path to freedom and serenity, opening the way to a life filled with meaning and happiness. The journey of mastering the mind and emotions. All the steps mentioned above are not easily achieved in an instant. This is truly a long journey, requiring persistence and determination from each individual. The Buddha once taught, "The mind is not a wild horse that can be tamed quickly, but one that requires patience and continuous training." This reminds us that spiritual growth takes time and effort. Life only becomes truly meaningful and fulfilling when we gain mastery over our minds. Apply these precious lessons to your daily life, and remember that every small step will lead us to greater achievements. Determination and compassion will serve as the guiding lights, helping us overcome all challenges and find peace in every moment of life. Begin this journey today, and believe that you are making positive changes for yourself and for the world around you. And I am Buddha teaching, honored and delighted to accompany you on this path of enlightenment.